Hi guys, welcome to this session on LibreOffice Draw. In this module I want to show you how you can create your family tree using Draw. So what I've got on the screen, first of all I've inserted some pictures and then I've resized these pictures so they're all pretty similar. Now all I did there was just went insert and image, found a picture, and then so I'll just bring this one in because I've already got that one. And I want that to be a certain size, so what you've got here is the width of the picture, so I want that to be 2.25 by 3 centimeters, and that's how you do that. Now sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't work. You might have to pick a different picture, but that's the sort of size I want for this. And now I need to change the orientation of this page to landscape to give you a bit more space, and then I'll lose everybody obviously. And then I'm going to start drawing my shape, so I can just get this out of the way for a minute. Gives me a bit more space. Just zoom down a little bit. There we go, so I can see everybody. So I'm going to use a rectangle tool to do this, and I'll start at the bottom with myself. Just draw a rectangle. You might have to adjust the size, so in there I'm going to type my name and my date of birth. I'll just put B 1957 and then a little dash because I haven't died yet, not that I think of. Now I need my photograph. Now looking at that, if I want that size, if I did put a death, since my grandparents have both died, I would not probably get a date in there, so I probably need to reduce this font. So I'm just going to highlight the font. Control and the square, left square bracket will reduce font, right square bracket increases font. So I'm just going to come down to probably about that. Looks okay. Gives us space for a death, and if you haven't got enough space you'll have to reduce it a bit more, but that's how you do that. Now if I want a picture of myself, I bring that picture across and I want to bang it into the side of that. So now I can make this box a bit higher, so I want them to be a similar sort of size, like so. That's about it, I think. Now I can bring this back across because you can play around with the size and width and things on this. So the height is 3 centimeters, the width, so these are both 3 centimeters according to that. Okay, so that's good. Now I want to group these, so make it into one thing. So I'm just going to select group. There we go. So now that becomes one thing and I can move that around as I want. Now if I copy that, Control C to copy and then Control V to paste, it just sits another copy of that on top, because I can then just move myself to the side for a minute, and then what I can do here is ungroup and then click away and then get rid of me and bring my wife in there and group her, get rid of, put him up there. So then I can group them. In fact, before I group them I better change the name. So Alana, and she was born in 1960, so just change that to 60. And not Alan, Alana. Then I can group that. Right click, group. So I've now got those two grouped. Now I want a line between the two. So a line between the two. Over here you've got connections, so it's just going to be a straight line. I don't want any end on it, but it's going to go from one box to another box, like so. And if you want to change the actual style of the line, a dotted line, whatever you want, you can click on these up here, change them. So I'll just make that as a dotted line to signify marriage. So that's those two. Now I need to do my parents, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to copy that and then paste it, and this time move it up here for my mother, copy and paste again, and then move it across for my father. Now we're not getting in the middle of the page here, so I'll just highlight these two and move them across, because this needs to be in the middle a bit more like that. It doesn't need to be in the middle. So this is where you're going to have a little issue with size, but the process is the same. So now I need connection lines onto these two from me, and I also need to change the pictures because that's not correct. So the connections on this one, I just want one of these, and I'll just come down from one point to another, and then it'll snap into position if I get it onto there, like so. And do that again for the other one. Come in and snap into position again on that one, like so. Now that what we have to do now is ungroup these, ungroup, click away, mind the picture, go and get a picture of my mother, stick that one next to that, change the name, so Dorothy, she was born in 1935 and she's still alive. 1935, that one, and then I can group that together just in case I have to move all this around, so just group. And on this one, ungroup, get rid of the picture, take it over there, and bring my dad in, sit him there. Now this is where you're going to find out whether you've got enough space or not, because Kenneth, and he was born in 1935 as well, 35, but he died in 2011. Okay, it fits in, that's okay. And then just move that down a little bit. It says it's still saying 3 centimeters, that's okay. Right click group, like so. And then obviously you then want the parents of this one, so if I copy my mother, copy, and then just paste. I need 2 more boxes coming out of this one. 1, paste, 2, like so. And then again you go through the process. So this is going to be Billy Greenwood, and this is going to be Margaret Greenwood. And they were born in 1906 and died in 1940. And he was born in 1906 as well. 1906. He died in 1993-ish. So we've got the labels, ungroup, change the photograph, bring Billy in, it's a picture of him in the army, hold your shift key down, regroup, ungroup this one, and bring in my grandmother, who I never met, she died of TB, group, only 29 years old. And then you're doing the same thing with the connection lines coming from there into the top of Dorothy, and same for Margaret into the top of Dorothy, like so. So that's basically how you can create a simple family tree. Nothing too technical. The key to it really, I suppose, is getting the photographs all the same size, but that's just a case of playing around with the width and the height. If you keep the ratio ticked, that's quite hard to set that. and sometimes these will be slightly stretched, which I think they are, some of them, but they don't look too bad. And then you can, because you've got these things grouped, you can still move these around, and that connection point's not connected onto there, so I need to make sure that's connected on. So the idea is that when you've got a connection point connected, whatever you move, it stays connected, like so. And then you can bring him down, and then you can adjust this line if you need to move it back up and get it lined up with the other one the best you can. So once you start moving things, all sorts of things go off. Now obviously you're restricted to the size of this page, but if you want to, you can, like I showed you already, if you go in there and highlight the text and reduce the font of each one of these, then you can reduce the box. You can reduce the box anyhow, but what does it look like? You see the font needs to be reduced, and then the pictures change. So all the work you've done with the pictures is now undone because you have resized the box. So just to be aware of that. But it might have been a case where you, if I just ungroup this one, what picture size is that? So that's gone 1:1.5. So the ratio is not right, and I don't know what you would. Let's have a go for 2.25. See if that works. Not really, but it's something you have to play around with. If you want to create a bigger family tree, you're going to have to make space and maybe negate on some of the information, or put the information down the side, whatever you want. But that's all I want to look at in this little session, how to get started really with a family tree in LibreOffice Draw. So hopefully that was of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.